The snow fell softly that evening, the kind that muted the world and made even the busiest city feel like it was holding its breath. Street lamps glowed like scattered stars, their warm light reflecting off the white paths of the park. Seated alone on a cold wooden bench was Ethan Hale, a man the world knew as a ruthless, brilliant millionaire CEO, but at that moment, none of that mattered. His tailored charcoal coat did little to warm him against the chill that crept far deeper than his skin. His shoulders were slightly hunched, his jaw clenched, eyes fixed on nothing at all. Just hours earlier, he had walked out of a boardroom after finalizing a multi-billion-dollar acquisition, an achievement that would dominate headlines the next morning. Yet instead of celebration, there was only emptiness. The kind that came from years of chasing success while quietly abandoning everything else. His phone buzzed in his pocket, congratulations, messages, invitations, but he didn't look. He had lost the one person who ever cared whether he won or lost, his father, buried just 3 days ago, after years of distance and unspoken regrets. Ethan sat there replaying the last unanswered call, the last argument left unresolved, wondering when exactly he had become a man with everything except peace. That was when a small voice cut through the silence. "You look sad, mister." Ethan blinked, startled, and looked down to see a little girl standing in front of him, no older than 5. She wore a simple brown dress, pink mittens, and her cheeks were rosy from the cold. A tiny pink clip held back a lock of her hair. She looked up at him with wide, curious eyes, no fear, no hesitation. Just pure honesty. Before he could respond, she tilted her head thoughtfully and added, "Want to meet my mommy?" Ethan almost laughed at the absurdity of it. Out of all the places in the city, out of all the people passing by, this child had chosen him. He opened his mouth to gently decline, but something about her, her calm confidence, the way she studied him like she already understood his sadness, made him pause. "Why do you think I'm sad?" he asked softly. She shrugged, as if the answer were obvious. "Grown-ups get sad when they forget to smile," she said. Then, without asking permission, she slipped her small mittened hand into his. The warmth shocked him. It had been a long time since someone touched him without wanting something in return. Ethan looked up then and noticed a woman standing a few steps away, watching them nervously. She was holding a large transparent bag filled with colorful items, groceries or toys, and wore a beige coat over a simple dress. There was tiredness in her eyes, but also strength. When their gazes met, she hurried forward. "I'm so sorry," she said quickly, clearly embarrassed. "She talks to everyone." The little girl frowned. "Mommy," he said. "I asked him already." The woman sighed, then looked at Ethan apologetically. "I hope she didn't bother you." "No," Ethan replied before he could stop himself. His voice surprised even him. "She didn't." There was a brief silence, broken only by the soft crunch of snow beneath passing footsteps. The woman smiled faintly. "I'm Lily," she said. "And this is Emma." Emma beamed proudly, as if she had just introduced royalty. Ethan stood slowly, realizing how tall he must seem to them. "Ethan," he said. He hesitated, then added, "Nice to meet you." Emma squeezed his hand once more before letting go. "See," she said to her mother. "He's nice. I told you." Lily laughed quietly, the sound gentle but weary. "Emma, we should get going. It's getting cold." Emma looked up at Ethan with exaggerated seriousness. "You should come too," she said. "Mommy makes good soup. And soup makes people less sad." Ethan felt something crack inside his chest. An invitation like that, so simple, so sincere, felt more dangerous than any hostile takeover. For a moment, he imagined himself saying yes, stepping into a life where dinners were warm and conversations mattered. But reality rushed back in. "That's very kind," he said softly, kneeling so he was at Emma's level. "But I think tonight I just needed someone to remind me to smile." Emma studied him, then nodded as if accepting a great responsibility. "Okay," she said. "But if you're still sad tomorrow, you can come find us." She pointed vaguely down the path. We come here a lot. Lily looked surprised but didn't correct her. Instead, she met Ethan's eyes, and something unspoken passed between them, gratitude, perhaps, or recognition. Take care, she said gently. You too, Ethan replied. As they walked away, Emma turned back and waved enthusiastically. Ethan stood there long after they disappeared into the falling snow, his heart beating differently than it had all evening. For the first time in days, he felt the urge to breathe deeply. He sat back down, but the bench no longer felt quite so cold. Somewhere between loss and loneliness, a small child had reminded him that sadness wasn't permanent, and that sometimes, the most unexpected encounters were invitations to something far greater than success. If this story touched your heart even a little, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Stories like these remind us that kindness, connection, and hope can appear when we least expect them, and there's many more waiting for you here.